Hi all! Welcome to the third edition of VaeciaReads. I'll be reading from r/relationship advice today, and we have quite the tale for you. A son discovering his dad's affair. Ouch! A scandal. Feel free to grab a drink, maybe a snack as well, and take a seat. Let's listen to his story. My dad is having an affair with someone who is my age. I am kind of reeling. My mom doesn't want to talk about it and just says I don't understand what it means to be married. Maybe I don't, but I really don't think this is right. My dad, 49 male, and my mom, 47 female, have been married for over 20 years. They have me, 21 male, and my younger sibling. I don't want to get into siblings' age or gender as they don't know anything about this. They're younger though. Sibling was diagnosed with cancer 8 years ago, and it was a big journey to make sure that sibling got through it. It took a big toll on the whole family. My mom gave up her job to look after sibling full time. It was over 2 years of back and forth. But we got lucky. Sibling is thriving now. My dad has a high-powered job and always worked a lot, but he always made it home for dinner. But then about a year into siblings' treatment, he started working late or going to a golf club at night once a week. Then over time, it was 2 nights, and for the past few years, it's been half the week. It was always sort of clear that siblings' illness didn't exactly bring our parents together. My mom got totally into that, and to be honest, she wasn't always very present for me emotionally, but sibling was so unwell that I just kind of got it. She's been great ever since. I asked my mom a few years ago if she and dad were happy, and she said that marriage is more than just romance and rainbows, and that they had a life together. Which didn't really answer my question, or maybe it did. About a year ago, I finally twigged that my dad was having an affair, and it had been going on for a while. Basically, I found a document that indicated that he rents a flat on the other side of town. It was at this moment when I realized, and my mom saw it kind of sink in, and she just shook her head, and I didn't say anything. 2 days ago, I found out who his mistress was. It's a girl who was in my class at school. Izzy actually used to go out with my best friend from ages 14 to 16. My friend was distraught when she broke up with him. It seems like she did this because she had met my dad. He rented a flat and they've been having an affair for 5 years. I confronted my dad and he just told me that it was none of my business, that his relationship with my mother had evolved when sibling got sick, and that his sexual needs had upgraded, and that Izzy can meet them in a way that my mother cannot. My mother confirmed that he told my mom that he was planning to have an affair with Izzy. Before it started, ground rules were set so that Izzy couldn't come to our house, and that he would still be home X number of nights a week, and that no more than X number of pounds would be spent on Izzy. My mother gave her permission, and that's been the situation ever since. My mother just said she didn't want to discuss it and that relationships change over time. My dad said that he would go and stay in his flat for the rest of the week while I cooled off, but that he would come back on Monday and that we wouldn't be talking about it again. I've been living at home during the pandemic as my university has been shut, and I haven't exactly got anywhere else to go. Plus, my mom doesn't want me to go. My sibling is still in school and doesn't know anything about this. I'm physically kind of nauseous about this whole thing, and I don't want anyone to know. My dad is just a total creep. I hadn't spoken to Izzy in a long time. but I remember her as really quiet and very clever. She's also very beautiful. Her parents had a very messy divorce during the last couple of years at school, and I remember her being very upset about it. I can't believe that she's put in 5 years of her life into this. My friend really loved her. He spent a good 2 years trying to win her back. I don't know what to do. I need a roof over my head, but I don't want to look at my dad's smug face again. I hate how my mother can't meet my eye. I feel like sibling knows something's up, and I don't want to lie. It's like the house I thought was made of bricks was just made out of straw. But I don't know if I have the spine to blow the whole thing down. Would we be better off? Internet people. Fresh perspective appreciated. Okay, that was a tough read. All right, let's take a look at the comments. So they started dating at 16 and 44. Yeah, not sure what the age of consent laws are in your area, but that's not cool. Sounds like he may have groomed her and taken advantage of her family situation, making her vulnerable. It's technically not your business, and there's not much you can say as they're adults, and it's their marriage. All you can do is tell them how it makes you feel and how this will impact your relationships with them. Personally, I'd go no contact with my dad and low contact with my mom because I couldn't handle it. But that's up to you. Take some time, think about how you want your life to be, and make a decision without burning bridges. Agree with all the comments that your dad's actions are reprehensible. In terms of advice, the best you can do is focus on the future. Help your mom achieve more independence by encouraging her to get a job. Maybe you can find a resume reviewing firm to help her have confidence. And as restrictions lift, to get out and make more connections via hobbies, yoga, book clubs, charity work, etc. You can also help her research to make sure she has a good lawyer. Your dad is draining their joint assets. That's her retirement fund paying for your ex-friend's rent and vacations. Even if she doesn't want to separate now, she should take advice on her situation, particularly regarding finances. For yourself, you can choose the future relationship with your dad. It is, of course, changed now. His actions stepping away from his family when you needed him most are massively selfish. You can do your best to create space from him without being confrontational now. If that would be best for your mom and sibling, but anger is natural. You're perfectly justified in feeling that way. And you don't need to have a relationship with him in the future if you don't wish to. Well, that was quite a tough thing to read. The comments were quite gentle and offered sound advice. What do y'all think of OP's situation? Sure wish I could give him a virtual COVID-free hug. I offer a few words instead. Children of any age expect a lot from their parents, and when parents fall short, it's a real wake-up call. OP's dad seems to be the kind of person used to getting his way. The norms of the world don't apply to him because he made a deal with OP's mother, and he even got her permission. OP's mom may have agreed to it for the sake of keeping her family together and her kids safe, even if it's just a facade. OP, it's important that you gain financial independence as soon as possible. And yes, your mom will benefit from the same advantage. From your dad's reply, he doesn't believe he has done anything wrong. If you engage him, it will result to an argument. However, adult decisions reap adult consequences, and he should have expected your reaction, or at least anticipated it. OP, invest in you. Let this life challenge mold you into someone better. And one day, you'll forgive this betrayal. I wish you luck. Whew, This story really hits close to home, but that's a whole can of worms, suitable for another day. If you want to hear more stories from me, please like and subscribe to our videos. See you all next time. Bye!